Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VeVe, OMI, Disney, Epic, Cavernous, all of this great stuff. OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. For not, welcome back. I love you all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. Super chats as well. I dropped my phone and I broke my, like, do you see this? This is not the way this is supposed to be. This is a, oh lordy. All right, well, we're gonna hope that goes through. Anyway, there is a lot to go over today. Oh my god. I'm going to just, as a quick brief on what's going to happen. Disney announced a $1.5 billion investment into Epic Games. I will go over all the scenarios, the the black swan case, the golden goose case, the bear case, the bull case, and the base case. What this likely means. Again, there's so much speculation around this. I kind of want to try to be a voice of reason here. And then don't get me wrong, we are going to speculate heavy on this stuff, but just going off what we know and what partnerships that we see, it's going to be a long stream. But we are going to start off with the OMI. OMI up about 2.8% on the day, despite having a really good past couple of days. We are at 00081 right now. There has been about $1.4 million, 1.4 million going into it as far as trading volume over the last 24 hours. We remember when we were at like barely in up the top 300, and now we're over in like number 230. We'll probably get into the number. Well, I don't want to say that. I feel like technical analysis is fairly useless on OMI charts because there's so little liquidity down here. Like, just for example, Bit4x. I'm not going to go crazy and go to each one and go to each site here, but just going to Bit4x, you have, all right, at 00081, we have a 2.5 million OMI, sell order. And then there's like 800,000, 500,000, 60, and these are all in OMI. We don't have another multi-million OMI sell order until we get to 00083,094, and then it's a 5 million OMI sell wall. So that, like, if you wanted to buy 10 million OMI, like if you just want to spend $6,000, or I'm sorry, $8,000, you buy up to like 00084 at least on Bit4x. Because again, and there are other buy orders. There's not a lot of them. Like there's one at 00080 for $1 million. There's one at 795 for 705,000. There's one at 7858 for 1.31. So there's not a ton of buy orders either. But again, as this kind of goes up, people aren't necessarily going and saying, well, let me set a buy order and hope it goes down. Crypto Rain did a video today with this guy Paul, and he's like, hey, listen, yes, it formed a double bottom. Yes, it did this. There's so little liquidity. A very, very small amount of buy orders can really send it. And he says he's not really going to feel comfortable with the volatility of OMI until it reaches like the 0012 to 0002 area. Like once that goes there, he said, then he'll be like, that's it for the long run. In the short term, there's still, I mean, it can go back down. I've literally been waiting for a leg down on this for like a week, because it used to be, hey, we pump up, we go back down a little, pump up, go back down a little. But now it seems like there's not, wallets aren't really selling as much as they used to, which is strange because you had this. Well, I guess not a lot, because me and a couple other people were buying at 00055. Nobody else was. Bud was peak high last month, and nobody else was doing it. And now that, and of course, those people are getting it now. But you would think that the people that bought at 00060 and even 65, and even 70, and they want to make like 12, 13% on their investment, or 15%, yeah, they would sell now. But we're just not seeing that. Anyway, I got a super chat coming in from Lucas. Super chat, super sticker. Thank you so much. Pokemon, gotta love it. I guess we'll go over a little Pokemon as well. But yeah, on to this Disney news here. Because again, there's a lot of things that could happen, but we're just gonna stick with what we know, what that means, what that could mean, what David said, and then we're gonna go in the super hyper speculation mode. Again, both good and bad scenarios. So let's just go to the article. Let's just go to the Disney article from the Walt Disney Company. Disney and Epic Games to create expansive and open games entertainment universe connected to Fortnite. All right, so Disney and Epic Games. Who's Epic Games? Mostly just Fortnite. I think they make Gears of War. I think they have. I mean, there's. I think Disney already owns like 10% of them, or they own 10% now. Let's just go to the Wikipedia real quick just to see some other examples of this stuff that's happening. Epic Games. We'll do. Oh shoot. Do Epic Games wiki, and then we'll go and see some of the titles that they have. Yeah, software developer. I mean, I'm really surprised that Disney just never went and bought Square Enix. That's the one that makes their Kingdom Hearts games, all on Unity Engine. So, oh, by the way, all this is on Unity Engine, by the way, which is something that the VeVeverse is going to be on Unity Engine, Unreal Engine. So that's interesting. That's we'll get more into that later. But let's see some of the games that we have here. Fortnite and the Unreal. There's Gears of War, Infinity Blade. Owns game development, so they own Psyonix, Metatonic, Harmonix. Oh wow, Sweeney remains the controlling shareholder. Tencent, dude, Tencent is in like every video game like ever made. Like Tencent also owns like 5% of Tesla. So there's a lot of Teslas that make their way into video games. So they acquired a 48.4% outstanding stake, equating to 40% of total in Epic in 2012. I'm trying to see what I'm pretty sure Disney owns like 10%. Apple and Google immediately delisted the game for violating. Oh, what was this? Oh yeah, Fortnite. Yeah, all right. Which is really interesting. Acquisitions, acquired Chair Entertainment, Undertow, which is really cool. In 2018, they had a 1.25 billion investment from KKR, Iconic Capital. And again, we'll just get. I know that can be kind of boring, so we'll get to the rest of the article. Walt Disney Company Epic Games will collaborate on an all-new games and entertainment universe that will further expand the reach of the beloved Disney stories and experiences. So obviously, this is a metaverse type of deal. Now, in this, they're not really talking about NFTs. They're not talking about blockchain. That part may or may not come later. I feel like that part comes later. Disney will also invest 1.5 billion to acquire an equity stake in Epic Games alongside the multi-year project. Transaction is subject to customary closing conditions, so it's technically not a done deal yet. Like they might have just. Oh wow, Ernie Miles said, "This is a day we will all remember, brother." Well, yes, and yeah. Well, I feel like that. Let this be the day. Wow, will always be remembered as the day you almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Which he might be in the game too. Again, if you've ever played any of the, and thank you for the $50 super chat, very very nice. If anyone's ever played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, you have Frozen and Arendelle, you have Mickey, you have like Donald Duck doesn't heal you, and people are salty about that. Goofy's like, yuck, hold up, let him cook. You have Undersea World. Again, they're really, really brilliant and expansive. And this is just like, hey, instead of Kingdom Hearts 4, let's just go and give you this. And this possibly that what it could have been. It's like, let's not release it as Kingdom Hearts 4. Let's release it as this type of thing. And again, we'll go further into it with the VeVe connection and the Cavernous connection as well. Because again, there are those connections, but we have to see how loosely connected or not loosely connected these can be. But yeah, this is a day that it might be considered where it all started. Thank you for super chat. All right. In addition to being a world-class games experience and interoperating with Fortnite, the new Precision Universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content. All right. So shopping, you obviously have like those microtransactions. If anyone remembers in Among Us, why did it get to 30, 50 million users? Why is it so popular? How did it make that much money? It's a free game. Yes, it's free to play. It's not one of those games like free to play, pay to win. It was one of those things where it's free to play, and then if you wanted to have something that's not necessarily a boon or a bane in the game, or boon and bane to other people, it's just like a little flex. Oh, you have a little toilet paper hat. Everyone sees that in the store. It's $1 or $2. You have a little space crab that's following you around. It's like $5. So everyone was buying these like $1 or $2 transactions. That's what really made them, so much money. What Disney is likely going to do is something like this as well. Like they had this with Disney Arena a few years ago, where it was a pretty fun game. You got a bunch of these cards. The cards represented Aladdin. They represented Jasmine, the tiger that she had. I forget her name. I think it's Sheba. Buzz Lightyear, Woody, like the magic carpet, all of these things. And you had, it was free to play, but you could only play so much at a time. People would buy like a lot of these games that make so much money, like Marvel, not Unlimited, like Marvel Epic Games or Finals, whatever. That has like millions of users and they make billions of dollars. Nobody knows about it because it's not like you don't really earn a lot. There's not like a blockchain thing aspect to it. but those are out there, and this is one of their things that they're trying to do with it. What did I say? Also create their own stories, experiences that found distinctly Disney way, and share content with each other's in other ways that they love. This will all be powered by Unreal Engine. Again, Unreal is something that I mean, Polytopia is made by Unreal. You know, you have Unreal. That's VeVeVerse is going to be partially in the Unreal Engine. Partially will be depending on where you are, depending on what universe you're in, what IP brand world you're in an Unreal Engine or Unreal Engine 5 or Unity Engine. So this will all be powered by Unreal. So that's very significant. I want you guys to remember that. Our exciting new relationship with Epic Games will bring together Disney's beloved brands and franchises with the hugely popular Fortnite and the transformational new games and entertainment universe, said Bob Iger, CEO, the Walt Disney Company. This marks Disney's biggest entry ever into the world of games and offers significant opportunities for growth and expansion. We can't wait for fans to experience the Disney stories and the worlds they love in groundbreaking ways. Worlds, like plural, like it's not just going to be, and you could see in the actual video on the thumbnail, if you zoom in, I'll show you guys what it is. I took so many screenshots from today. So turn to the side for now. And obviously you can see, all right, there's the big thing. Maybe that's a Disney castle in the middle. I don't know what's there. Maybe some Star Wars stuff. But if you scroll in super into that, it looks like that says Marvel and maybe Lucasfilm down below. I don't think Marvel was even like really mentioned in the article. I mean, they show Marvel, they show Deadpool riding on like a scooter. They show a bunch of stuff. They show Avatar in there, all of these Disney products. And it looks like it's not just going to be a Disney world. They're going to have a Marvel world in there. They're going to have a Lucasfilm for all that, for the Star Wars stuff. It looks like there's going to be multiple different worlds. And this is where we kind of get into VeVe here. The good, the bad, the ugly, the potentially life-altering things. We'll do bear case. We have a bunch of people saying like, okay, VeVe, this is what you should have done with your metaverse. And I've been saying this for a while. Hey, VeVe, if you want to just put out 10-second clips of the VeVeverse, you don't have to go and show, you know, everything about it. Just a 10-second clip of someone running, just a character running, like whatever it is. And that would just continuously build hype. And you have other people that are just like Disney or VeVe, this is what you need to do for your VeVeverse, something like this, something that's epic. It's a 30-second clip. It was really awesome. And it would just build hype. And OMI would go to the freaking moon. I mean, OMI's already at and again, you have a bunch of people saying naysayers, VeVe is dead. Who's going to want to be in the VeVeverse when this is out? You know, Disney's going away from VeVe. They're doing their own thing. VeVe's not mentioned. There's no mention of blockchain. There's no mention of the metaverse or like crypto tokens. Nothing at all. I was like, okay, you're right. There is no mention of the blockchain. There is no mention of crypto. There is no mention of VeVe in this. We'll get to that in a second. Why is OMI still going up? Like, why aren't people running for the hills? Why aren't they selling? Because this is good for the space. Again, you have someone, I've told this so many times before, I feel like a broken record. I'm gonna be blue in the face here. But for the newer people, Mark Zuckerberg is spending now an average of like $25 to $30 billion a year on the metaverse. He literally changed the name of his company to Meta. That is heckin' wild. By the end of the decade, or maybe like 2032, he will have spent $250 billion, not a quarter billion, 250 billion, $250 billion on the metaverse. He is not stupid. He is exceedingly intelligent. And I know there's a lot of political strife about his most recent questioning for Congress and, you know, his apology and all that. I thought that was very big of him, but again, we'll save that for another time. The metaverse, like this is going to be good for Earth 2. This is going to be good for VeVeVerse, Meta's metaverse, all the metaverses at large, because that metaverse narrative will hit. It's going to be good for Decentraland. It's going to be good for Sandbox. It's going to be good for Feesh's metaverse. I know Brock is teasing something with a bunch of his stuff. Every single, this is going to be, VC's got to watch out, because as the metaverse narrative hits, there's going to be a bunch of these people, a bunch of devs that like, hey, here's what we have so far. They'll show them a showroom, they'll show them whatever, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so impressive. You have a metaverse. You're going to be linked. You know, get one partnership and you're linked up. You know, invest in us now for like a couple $1 million, and then once we get partnered up with all these metaverses that'll be interoperable, that's it. You know, we'll go to 500 million, and a bunch of VCs will be wowed and they'll believe it, and they'll go and invest, and it's going to be 2022 all over again. People invest a couple $1 million, but again, it's going to be really good for the space. Cream rises to the top. So even if this has nothing to do with VeVe, even if this, because again, they didn't mention VeVe, no blockchain, no anything, no NFTs, it's just going to be good for the space. That amount of money is going to come crawling in. This is a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. VeVe needs to take VeVeverse needs to take like what 1% of that, which again, some of their IP is just amazing, like the best. 10% of that is 100 billion. Like 1% of that is literally a billion, and that's just for 1 trillion. There's a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity, so that's why OMI right now is barely a utility token, but OMI will be listed as a metaverse token as our metaverse comes out. When does that come out? We're not 100% sure. They still have beta invites that they're not 100% rolled out yet. I was hoping to get phase 1 in the first half of 2024. We might not get it until like maybe Q3, and then the IP branded worlds, whatever they are. Now here's where I'm going to have like kind of the base case, what's most likely happening, and why David tweeted what he tweeted. All right, so David will go to his X account here, and where is it? David Yu. All right, let's see what we got. He's so I love him so much. So he goes on and tweets happy face, laughing face, face, and then glasses face. Okay, why that glasses face? I'm not 100% sure, but he requoted Disney just with that. And there are, again, 3 different ways to go about this. Oh, David's just chilling, trying to get, so some people get excited about the VeVeverse, even though it has nothing to do with it. Then you have like Moon Boys being like, oh my God, what if this is the VeVeverse? And again, we'll get to that later. Again, most likely scenario, it's just David just being really excited. He's like, hey, this, and David just knows what this means. It's good for the space. That will trickle down into VeVeverse. And again, VeVeverse, I'm going to say is likely, again, most likely just going to be loosely connected with this. They're both interoperable. Disney's thing with Epic and VeVeverse are both going to be interoperable with each other. It's the same IP. It would make a lot of sense for Bob Iger to go and say like, hey, this is what we'd like to do. Try to connect them, like apes together strong. All of these things, and again, one hand will wash the other. They could go and share the amount of users and active users, and that just kind of put them above the rest. So we'll continue with the article, and then we'll keep going here. Again, that's the most likely scenario is the one that makes the most sense, that they will likely be loosely connected at some point. Do I expect that right away? No. And again, we'll speculate on the super high end of what this could be. But again, we'll continue on with the article here. I want to try to keep a level head before I get crazy excited. Disney was one of the first companies to believe in the potential of bringing their worlds together with ours in Fortnite, and they use Unreal Engine across their portfolio, said Tim Sweeney, CEO and founder of Epic Games. We're collaborating on something entirely new to build a persistent, open, and interoperable ecosystem that will bring together the Disney and Fortnite communities. Now, communities, plural, could just mean, okay, Disney and Fortnite, or that could mean Disney communities, as in there's multiple communities in Disney. He goes on to say that this is Josh saying, this will enable us to bring together our incredible collection of stories and experiences from across the company for a broad audience in ways we have only dreamt of before, said Josh Morrow, who's the chairman of Disney Experiences. Epic Games, industry-leading technology, and Fortnite's open ecosystem will help us reach consumers where they are so they can engage with Disney in the ways that are most relevant to them. So deepening the Epic Games and Disney relationship. And again, just kind of show on like, okay, well, Chavez, just because they're both on Unity Engine or Unreal Engine doesn't really mean much. All right, let me go to, oh, I actually don't have it. All right, let me go and look this up. And we'll take a look at Cavernous. All right, Chavez, Cavernous wasn't mentioned in this. Why you? Okay, well, first off, you have Unreal Engine and Unity. That's the main stuff that they work with. And then by the way, Anthony Duca from the CEO and co-founder of Cavernous is actually going to likely come on the podcast. But then you scroll down to the bottom, and if you go scroll all the way down to the bottom, You see Epic Games right there. I will wait until it comes on again because it'll come on again. So you have Meta, you have Magic Leap, you have AWS. Hey, look at that. That's VeVe because they're building the VeVeverse. And then of course you have Unity, you have Lenovo, and then again, Epic Games. Huh. There's a connection. Another connection. You have the VeVe Disney Epic Games connection, then you have the VeVe Cavernous Epic Games connection. And again, just that Unity connection as well. This is something that David has multiple meetings with almost every single Disney CEO, and again, like every single executive, president, whatever of Disney each week. This is likely something that they've talked about before. Hey, if you're building yours and we're building ours, let's share audiences. We have one that's super into Web3, super into this, and again, vice versa. And that's if it's likely going to be loosely connected at some point. There is that small possibility. And again, we'll try to be super bearish first and just say, okay, well, what if this is actually Disney pulling away from VeVe, saying we're doing this and we're leaving VeVe in the dust? And I will give that thought two more seconds of thought. And that's silly. People can believe that if they want. I would say the percent of chance of that happening is likely less than 1%, probably less than 0.1% chance of that happening. Especially now because they have such a big relationship with Marvel that they're about to announce soon, next month. But let's go the opposite end of that. And let's say that, okay, you have Cavernous that's building the VeVeverse. You have Cavernous that is with Epic Games. So again, this is not proven. This complete speculation. I did the one side of the super bearish. I did the most likely what's going to happen. Let's do this 1% chance that this happens, and we'll be super moon boyish. Because you have all of these connections, because they're so deep. What if Cavernous is actually building this as well? And what if they're not building two separate things? What if they're actually building like the VeVeverse and I feel like I'm Jim Carrey, like Finkel, Einhorn. What's the connection? You have a Marvel land over there. We have IP branded worlds. And again, they've been talking about IP branded worlds for 2 years now. Why have they not said what they are? They've run English's Delusionville. Been working on VeVeverse for how many years? And you've mentioned one IP branded world. Well, you have Lucasfilms and you have Marvel all right there. You have Avatar. Every single license that was shown in that video that they mentioned, VeVe has. What if that is the VeVeverse? Again, the odds of that low single digits, 1 to 5% maybe. VeVe is not mentioned anywhere in that article. Cavernous isn't even mentioned anywhere in that article. No blockchain, no other things. But again, you might not need to have the blockchain. I mean, if you have a character from, let's say, Avatar or from Marvel or whatever, and remember, you have Alex and old Rhubarb had said twice in one video, you've got to protect the mighties. And there's clearly a Marvel world in that Epic Disney Fortnite video game thing. What if it's like, oh, you can access these skins if you have these characters? Again, 100% speculation here. Speculation hat gone over the sleeping hat. If that were to happen, if that's why they haven't really mentioned anything with VeVeverse and the IP branded worlds, which are supposed to come out this year. I mean, they're supposed to come out last year, but they are supposed to come out this year. I mean, OMI will go to like 2 cents literally overnight. I mean, we have accessories, MCP to accessories. It's not exactly OMI to accessory, but it is OMI to bronze ticket and bronze ticket to accessories. And they have right there, literally in black and white on the Disney announcement, hey, guess what? This is something that you're going to be able to have all of these transactions on. What would these microtransactions be? Like maybe you could buy cash or you have the MCP points. This would be wild. Because I have invested in Tesla before, because I've invested in just having people going and acquire companies. Again, this is just what I've looked at over the past, since I got out of the military. If you can't beat them, join them. It's likely with all the IP that VeVe has that other companies have tried to buy them before. And I have my own favorites, Tesla, Apple, that I would really like to buy at least part of VeVe. but we don't know what other companies have already tried. What if that was Disney? Again, there have been that rumor multiple times, and obviously never true, most likely. But what if that rumor actually, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes rumors come from an essence of truth. And what if Disney tried, and then what if VeVe said like, nah, fam. I mean, again, if I'm David and Dan, and let's say, oh God, could you imagine if VeVe offered them like 2 billion or 3 billion at the height? But most likely, again, this is on everyone's radar, even though most normal people don't know what VeVe is. When you have this combination of IP, something that's this special, making so much money, that gets the attention of everyone in this space, or at least that's trying to break into this space. And so if you can't buy them, okay, well, let's just combine this with this. But again, this is all just speculation. This is all just, again, 1% chance that happens, maybe even less than 1%. The most likely scenario is that Disney and Epic have their thing, Veve and Veveverse have their thing, and they will be loosely connected, interoperability and all that, which could be the same for many metaverses. I mean, you could have Sandbox and Decentraland, have a crossover, most epic crossover ever. Anyway, let's move on with the rest of the article here. That's just something I had to get out because Moon Boys would be pissed at me if I didn't go over that. Unreal Engine is used to. Oh no, that was it. All right. Disney and Epic Games have engaged in hundreds of millions of players through Fortnite content integrations, season collaborations, in-game activations, and live events, including the Marvel Nexus War with Galactus, which drew more than 15.3 million concurrent players. Unreal Engine is used to produce assets and content across the Disney portfolio, including the development of video games like Kingdom Hearts 3 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor, in cinematic editing and animation for film and streaming, and in the creation of more than 15 Disney parks and attractions, like Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. I've said for quite a while, Disney very well should go in and do what they did at what they had at Broadway Mall, or was it Roosevelt Field Mall years ago, and had selfie stations. Have them for your collectibles. That'd be great. This all builds on Epic Games' participation in the 2017 Disney Accelerator Program, which seeks to impact the future of tech entertainment. So games industry growth and Disney, and Disney game success. Digital world is growing and evolving with more than 3 billion video game players worldwide who want to move safely and seamlessly between worlds they love, unleash their own creativity, and experience great gameplay. Disney's games business continues to deliver strong results since it shifted to a licensing business model in 2016. Disney's a leading games licensor working with the best in-class developers and publishers, including on the best-selling superhero game of all time, Marvel's Spider-Man. Licensed games from Disney garnered more than 150 award nominations, wins, and other accolades in 2023, including multiple Game of the Year nominations for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Disney mobile games have about 1.5 billion global installs, and to date, 9 Disney games franchises have each grossed more than $1 billion in sales. In the US, the world's largest games market, licensed titles from Disney regularly hit the annual top 10 bestsellers list. And that was, they have 89 billion in revenue in the fiscal year in 2023. Again, 1.5 billion, not really that much for Disney. Even though the company has lost quite a bit of money over the last year and a half, whatever. That is, again, 1.5 billion, still not much for them. There was jokes yesterday about Elon Musk trying to acquire Disney. He's not. There's no way. I mean, there's no way he's going to do that. Anyway, that was a lot of the news. That was a lot of speculation. I didn't even go over the rest of the actual VeVe news that we had today. And by the way, this all got lost, or this really covered up. VeVe had a new video out today, and the video was just, capture and share, meaning like you capture your photos of your collectibles in AR. It was like a 30, 45-second video. It was some guy I've never seen before, but I could even show you real quick what it was. Let's see what it is here. I don't know if I can play the music, so I won't. But it's from VeVe Digital Collectibles. Select your collectible, and then go on, and you can go and capture it, meaning like capture on film. Tap the AR icon, and then once you capture it, then you can go and share it, meaning like you can share it with your friends on the feed. You can go right from the feed over to Facebook. You can go over to X, you can go to Twitter, wherever you want. And it's something that really didn't get a lot of attention just because all of this Disney stuff kind of came out. And again, you did have the normal haters saying like, "Oh, rip VeVe," and obviously I explained why it's really, really good for the space. Whoa, I don't have a lot of time for that. What I will do though, before I go on, if everyone could just smash that like button, it's a free way to help support the channel. Let me. There really was outside of that. There was a lot of news. I'll go over that in another video. We're gonna go and get to the comments. Bill Gardner says, "Let's get it. Let's get it, bro." Apple Vision Pro did more for VeVe than VeVe. So yeah, when David mentioned the glasses, okay, maybe that's him going and saying, hey, maybe this can be seen on the Apple Vision glasses, the Apple Vision Pro, along with VeVe, which again, you can't use the AR on that right now. You will be able to in the future. That's something I do want to ask Anthony about, the co-founder of Cavernous, the CEO, when he comes on at some point. All Chat Gaming saying straight fire. Do you think VeVe starts dropping Batman stuff again? And drop the Clooney Batman. He'll keep his bat on his suit. We've seen it's too weird for the platform. I mean, yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Batman, not Batman '89, the one with the Riddler and Arnold Schwarzenegger making all those ice puns, as Dr. Freeze. The bat suit had bat nipples on it. It was wild. I hope so, just for the walls. This is big news, right? Yeah, this is insane news. So it was once told, and truthfully, that, well, partially truthfully, Bob Iger did go and fire Disney's Metaverse team. Why? Well, there's two reasons, or three. Either he didn't believe in the Metaverse, saying it's too new, we're not going to spend money on that, we're just going to press our advantage. One of the other reasons that they thought is like, okay, well, that's, the Metaverse team was hired by Bob Chapek, and Bob Iger maybe didn't like Bob Chapek. I mean, Bob Iger, straight up gangster. When stuff was happening when Disney was kind of warring with the Floridian government, Bob Iger kind of goes to Bob Chapek and be like, you should really like say something, when the whole don't say gay bill or whatever that came out. Bob Iger told Bob Chapek, hey, you should really like kind of say something, and then he said something, and then he just got all the crap for it, and then of course Bob Iger comes in. And when he's asked about it, he doesn't say anything. He was like, no comment on that. So that was a straight up gangster move for him to get back in as CEO. So maybe you could make the argument that Bob Iger just didn't like Bob Chapek and just like, hey, I'm not going to use your people and I'm going to get my own team in. That his own team for the metaverse could be, that could just be Epic Games. But again, if Cavernous is helping Epic Games with that, and Cavernous is also helping the VeVeVerse, or also building the VeVeVerse, maybe they're one and the same. Again, a guy can dream. The chances of that happening, I feel like, are very minuscule. But the chances of them being very interoperable is like way up here. That most likely scenario of them being separate but being interoperable with each other, I'm going to say that's like 95%, 98%. And we'll just share with each other. But yes, in general, this is big news for the metaverse. In general, this is, again, if you want to grow the hobby, Rand Paul used to always talk about Republicans and how they can't relate to like teenagers and young people. And he's like, okay, well, how about cell phone privacy? Every teenager has one. If you want to grow the party, you have to go and vote for privacy laws, making sure that the government doesn't spy on you. I was like, that's great. Grow the party. This type of news in general for the metaverse is just going to grow that hobby. And that's really what we all want, what we all need right now. What's up, Connor? How's it going, fam? I says, damn, announcement made me grab a Skywalker X-Wing. I've been, again, why is OMI pumping? If this is such a bad thing for VeVe, as the fudders would have you believe, why is OMI going and above the resistance level? Now, maybe since I've started, it's gone down. Or maybe since I've started, some people are bullish. It's still at the 0008 level. Very, very curious to see what that does over the next couple of, I guess couple months. The Unreal Chandy Raviz saying, oh, hello there, my imposter. We meet again. Did you know, as of the time posting this, there are 69 gold moments, Elsa's, in the secondary market? Everyone comment nice down below with 69. I did not. Robert Cook says, you're. VeVe Zombie saying, "How ironic would it be if Randy electrocuted himself right before Obi goes to the moon?" Too dark. I was a little dark. It's not. It's not too dark. That's. Dude, I honestly, I've literally had nightmares where my poor diet catches up with me. My back in the day, the PI stuff catches up with me, or like somehow World War III happens, and they like say like Chavez, we need you back. Like, oh goddamn, right, I gotta go back, and then like I die before this goes up. Like that's a real fear of mine. Like I feel that fear quite strongly. Um, so yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen, but we'll see. I feel like God has a sense of humor. Energy, give me that piece. Eddie Brown says most of that money will go towards development, and I hope folks will come play the game. Well, if as we can see, a lot of this is already developed, and just because they came out with a trailer doesn't mean it's going to be ready like by next week. That's going to mean like, hey, we're working on this, and this is kind of like a beta thing that we have now, and maybe we'll get this in like 6 months or a year, or like again, Kingdom Hearts, we had to wait like how many years for? Kept getting delayed year after year. So this very well might not come to fruition until 2025. We don't know. Thank you, Lucas, for the super sticker. You always got my back, bruh. Heart you, man. Bill Garner says, obviously this is Disney Metaverse, and VeVe will be connected in some way. I believe so as well. The IPs are the same, and they state gaming, shopping, entertainment, and other types of experiences, and more. I know. I feel like, was that Billy Mays? But wait, there's more. The Shamwow guy who says, Randy, you're just like Roaring Kitty from Dumb Money. Dude, I literally saw that the other day. I step into work, and boss man goes like, Chavi, you gotta sit down. You gotta watch this movie with me, Chavi. I was like, you good? Like, what's going on? It's like, no, this guy's Ron Kitty. You're like the brown version of him. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you're exactly like him. You're in your basement. You got Dashy. He's got his little red thing. He's got cats. You both like cats. You both say meow. It's eerie, Chavi. I was like, okay, yeah. So I'll calm down. I'll watch with you. And so we did it work for like 2 hours. We watched that. Pete Davidson's in there. This is great. Mr. Krabs is in there. That was really good. I was like, see, Chavi, this is you talking about OMI, but he's talking about GameStop. I was like, yeah, I remember a lot of this happening. Um, this is wild, but not the first time I've been compared with him. Bill Gar says it states connected to Fortnite, but could also connect to other things like VeVeverse. I think so as well. Mm-hmm. Got to get the protein in. Lou says, when VeVe moons, they'll make a movie about it, and you'll be that guy that gave everyone hope, Randy. Um, yeah, I come to I mean, I get a lot of, it's strange, like a lot of, I mean, I still get the hate. Like there was one hater, but like, so Elon Musk was talking the other day just about like Disney and some of the decisions that they made that maybe might not have been, the best. And then, Elon said something about it, and I was like, because every one of Elon's fanboys, myself included, says like, Elon, buy this, buy Elon. Like one of the funniest ones was like, all right, Elon, now buy Coca-Cola and put the Coke back in. Like people will get that. So I was like, Elon, buy Disney and make them great again. And then someone's just like, Randy, you're a white supremacist. I was like, what? I'm proud. Like it was so wild. So you have haters everywhere. There's actually I've had offers of people say like, hey, can I like be your ghostwriter to write your book? And I was like, I'd like to have like an actual bed and like actual a clean car. I'd like to have stuff before I write a book about me. It'll come out at some point. JB Trees, what's going on? Ernie Mouse, thank you so much for the big super chat. $50 hair saying this is a day we will all remember, brother. I think looking back on this will be the day that be like, okay, this is when we knew metaverse. I mean, I knew already, but this is gonna be that everyone knew the metaverse will be multiple trillions of dollars. This is one of the greatest things that I think Disney has done in recent history, going and announcing it and doing it in an epic video. Deadpool writing something, you have the avatars going out, we literally have Marvel Land, Lucasfilm like this. Could you imagine? Oh my God. Could you imagine if you can get a portal to there from the VeVeverse? Hey, enter here to go there. Oh my God. This is I'll have it again as soon as this happened. OMI kind of went up, and again, that doesn't make sense if again the fudders are right and fudders say like, okay, yeah, Disney's moving away from VeVe. I think it's the exact opposite. I think they're growing in parallel with each other, and they're growing, one hand washing that up. First off, says Google how many wounds Whitebeard took before he died. If he ever comes to VeVe as an NFT, as a part of a One Piece line, it will be a perfect description for him. I remember one time where Zoro took like a bubble, and the bubble was a lot of, and he was still standing at the end. It was badass. Excuse my language. Ogar says Indiana Jones too. When VeVe India, yeah, dude, that was great. Yeah, what Harrison Ford are we gonna get first? Are we gonna get Indy or are we gonna get Han Solo? Brandon Davis says this isn't good. I think it is very good. But comment down below your main concern, Brandon. Jason Pena, thank you for being a member. Thanks for Raja. Kick and Bay says, late to the stream. I hope it works where owning a VeVe NFT lets you play as that character in Fortnite. That is one of the things that I am most kind of bullish on. Hey, if you have this VeVe NFT, you can use that skin in the game. Again, that's just my idea of one of the things that they can kind of like tip their hat to and pay tribute to. Hey, this is for you, VeVe fam. I think that'd be cool. So instead of paying for the skin, we have it, and that would be our skin. Hank Bandit says, listening to another channel today, complaining about all the big OMI whales. It's kind of silly advice. People are listening to every single crypto project has massive whales and much bigger than OMI. This is literally Pokemon, back in like 2018, where all of these, again, Pokemon back in 2018, you had a bunch of these people like myself that were born in the 90s, grew up with Pokemon, and what do? When they grow up and they get their first big boy job and make a little bit of big boy money, they go back to what they like. And these mixture of 20-year-olds, they're like, oh man, if millionaires get into the hobby, they're going to take out all the fun. It's going to be over for us. And it's like, guys, millionaires are already in the hobby. Same thing here. Like, whales are going to be in every single project where there's money to be made. With all of the IP VeVe has, I cannot count on one. I have to use my fingers, my toes, and Dashy's fingers and toes on his paws of all the millionaires that are. I mean, wind the clock's back 2 years. I was a millionaire in here. Like, what? And again, this is something that I'm gonna have to go in and look at this again, because I made this yesterday. No, I made it today. Oh shoot! Oh, please tell me I didn't. No. All right. Basically, what I wanted to go and say, which I should have screenshot, but I didn't because I'm an idiot, is talking about wealth in this country. And right now, you have 12% of American families are now millionaires. That's 12%. That's about 16 million American families that have wealth exceeding $1 million, which is up a lot from 9.8 million families in 2019. So there's a lot more wealth today than there was when VeVe started, 5 years ago. And again, there are a lot of multi-millions as well. You have the biggest gains where there are, I think, 8 million families that are multimillionaires where their wealth exceeds at least 2 million. And again, just because you're not a millionaire doesn't mean like you're not wealthy. There are a lot of mini millionaires, or a lot of people that generally earn between 150,000 and a quarter million a year. And rather than being left behind as all the gains in the economy accrue to billionaires, they've in fact seen the biggest wealth gains over the past 3 years than the top 10% of families. So who saw the biggest gains in wealth? You really have the biggest wealth gains between 2019 and 2022 were among the 13 million families in the 80th to 90th percentile of the income distribution, where their median wealth jumped from about 69%, and we'll comment nice down below the 69, from 2019, adjusted for inflation, 740 something thousand 2022. So again, there's a lot more money coming into the space, and that's, the Bitcoin ETFs. You have the percentage, the rate cuts that are going to happen. 0.25% means about $1 trillion will go rip into the markets. This is setting up the perfect storm for the biggest bull run I think that we've ever seen. This is this is going to be wild. Greg McClure says, "Yo, Randy, what's up, Greg?" Jason Pena saying, "Leaks confirmed. Mando to play Rich." Yes, you do have the Mandalorian, Pedro Pascal, that is going to play Rich Reed, Mr. Fantastic in the movies. which is fine. You know, I would like him to be in his 30s, not Pedro Pascal in his late 40s. He'll be in his 50s by the time we see it. But you know what? Whatever. I'm fine. Kick and Base says OMI used in Fortnite. OMI, dude. Okay, that's dude. If this were to happen, I can't even. I will have to go away for a while to count my millions. If OMI was used in Fortnite, and again, it's still just because they say, oh, you can use it in Fortnite, doesn't mean that most people will. A lot of the VeVe fam will, because we have a bunch. God, we will rule Fortnite. That would be insane. Lagar says, wait, Cavernous is connected to Epic? Dude, VeVe does, yes. Yes. Like I showed you, like I'll show you again for all of y'all that missed it. So for all y'all that missed it, we'll go back to the Cavernous website. And on the Cavernous website, you see obviously the Unreal and the Unity right there. And then if you go lower, scroll all the way down, which not a lot of people do, you see VeVe, you see Unity, they have NVIDIA, they have AWS, and look at that. It's Epic. Ah, next to Qualcomm and Meta. But yeah, so that is a connection there, another connection that they have. So that's why I think VeVe and OMI are in a really, really good position here. When OMI dumped, dude, I was hoping for another leg down, but I don't think we get that. If it goes down to 0070, I'm ready to buy another million. I'll do it right now. But it's just, and I get it. Well, Chavez, it's just like another $100 more. 0080. I know, but it would just be like me to go buy at 0080 and then it go down at 0069. Nice. So you know, I'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. Almost like, hey, brother Randy, what's up, Omar? How's it going, man? Hope you're doing well. Moving on here. Where was I? We were saying I was listening to Spaces, and now Rolex bet big, 10K that VeVe and Disney will continue their relationship at least to 2025. Oh, it's going no, like literally. Well, VeVe and Marvel have it like through towards the end of the decade. VeVe and Disney likely are going to have this partnership for a decade. I would say for at least a decade, unless Disney wants to like buy part of VeVe. This partnership is going to stay close for years, years and years and years and years. I'll tell Roll. I'll call him after this is over. And like, bro, years. Like, someone remind me later. Someone super chat me like $2 to remind me later. And Payne says, Einhorn is a man. Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel, Einhorn. Bill says, easy money for Rolex. Yeah, of course, is a horse. Kick and Base says, what if Epic Games is buying VeVe? Well, they have $1.5 billion. Again, they won't. I don't. David and Dan would not take $1.5 billion. They if somebody offered them like $9 billion, maybe, like each. But like again, I don't know if people understand. People know who David is, and people know he gets excited. But guys, I know David. He is a kid in a freaking candy store. He is having the time of his life. Remember that 50 Cent song? Not Many Men. I forget what it is. Like, I love you like a fat kid loves cake. David is loving his life right now more than a fat kid loves cake. I'm really curious what that 50 Cent song was. I love you like a fat kid loves cake. I don't remember it, but anyway, David is not giving this up for anything less than multiple billions of dollars. And you could say like, well, Chavez, couldn't they just buy the company and keep David on as CEO? Sure, but then it's not his baby. Then he's just working for someone else. Ain't gonna want to happen. We got a super chat going from Aldous Head was like, "Oh, me to the moon." Heck yeah, bro. Heck yeah, oh me to the moon. I would say Aldous Havley, Aldous, and this is directed to Aldous, my man, my bae. He's a good friend. We're not romantically involved. Aldous, I know you have OMI. I don't know what happened short term. Long term, your only regret would be that you didn't buy more. Just going to throw that out there to you, Aldous, not to everyone else. You know, everyone else can do it. But Epic Games buying VeVe, I don't. Maybe they could buy part of VeVe. I would love it if VeVe were to go to again Apple or Tesla, and have them buy 5%, 10%, have them do something with that. Nobody's buying VeVe right now. I think it would be great, and it would behoove David and Dan to sell part of the company, you know, just to raise money. But they're not. No, no, they're not doing that now. They're not selling. Prince Toby says if Epic buys VeVe, then VeVe is going to on off Apple phones and its products. Again, Epic is not going to buy VeVe. They maybe in something they use part of this to buy part of VeVe, but I don't think so. Prince Toby says their corporate rivalry is utterly. It is. Prince Toby knows. He knows. Like literally, Apple had to take. I'll read it real quick because Prince Toby knows what I'm about to say. Where was it here? Maryland, many men. Valuation of the release for okay. On August 13th, 2020, Epic released a version of Fortnite that included a permanent discount on V-Bucks across all platforms except iOS and Android devices if they purchased directly through Epic, bypassing Apple and Google storefronts. Both Apple and Google immediately delisted the game for violating the storefront's terms of service by including their own storefront, which led Epic to file lawsuits against both companies the same day, accusing them of antitrust behavior and how they operate their app stores, while Apple was ultimately victorious in a bench trial in September 2021 and upheld through appeals. Google's actions were found to be monopolistic by a jury trial in December of 2023. So literally like 2 months ago. But yeah, Prince Toby, he knows. He knows. He knows. I don't even know if this is going to work. He knows. Carlos Castro says, Omi booming. Omi do be booming, though. Omi will be likely boom. When it booms, it'll boom for a long time. Remember Pops? Once he pops, one don't stop. Herb Owen Boy says, didn't Epic win a lawsuit against? So they won against Android, not Apple. Bill Gar says, I do need weapons for all my mighty. Same. Says Apple needs VeVe to spice up the Pro. They do. They need that AR. I mean, you could already look at VeVe on that Apple headset, but we need an AR. That'd be great. Carlos Castron says, Randy, real one. Where'd Butters go? Probably to their miserable lives. Dude, I won't say who it is, but there are a couple people that were writing like a song about VeVe and a song about certain stuff. And I messaged it to them, or they were writing a song. I was like, this sounds really good. Let me write a song, and I'll send it to you, and I'll see what you say. And the one of the lines is, and I'm trying to make it like a spoof on Barbie's, like I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be. I'm trying to do a spoof on that. And one line is about fudders, where I say, fudders are never polite. That's why they sleep alone at night. Because they're all ugly. Carlos Castro says they was pushing their negativity to VeVe, but failed hard. Yeah, of course they did. VeVe didn't move. Says Kalisha says, yo, Omi's on fire. It is on fire. 00080. And I mean, I think the 80 was a support line. It's now a resistance line. It will likely trade around. If it breaks up, it'll break up. Like it'll melt up. But if it goes down, we'll go down. But I think it might trade here on sideways for a little while. I mean, up until Akomi's a little more active and they're going and talking about more. I mean, again, we've had 2 weeks ago now their article talking about easier access to OMI, meaning either exchanges or the OMI web app, where you're gonna be able to get OMI on there. And they also talked about OMI to NFT. That type of thing happens. We're OMI is probably not long for these levels. Cool Moses just got home. Incredible news. Couldn't wait to hear your take. Oh, why? Thank you. Sith is why is OMI going up? Again, why? Well, mostly because, again, this is just my thing is that you have that Disney announcement going with Epic Games. 1.5 billion is serious money. Okay, well, it didn't say anything having to do with VeVe, but again, it is still part of the metaverse, and OMI is going to be listed as a metaverse token at some point when the VeVeverse rolls out. Likely going to be months from now, but they're buying now. Taz says, "Hey Randy, I'm on the night shift again. My mind isn't working correctly. I can't process this news." Well, hopefully, what I have just gone over the last 55 minutes gives you all some insight on what's likely happening, and then again, that potential. God, if this is most likely what's happening, that's where we're sticking. We don't want to get too moon boyish there. James Tracy says, "What's happened? What's going on?" James Tracy. Dan says, "Doesn't VeVe have the largest Disney NFT inventory?" Yes, by a long shot. If so, why hasn't Disney leveraged their influence to spread the VeVe good word in a massive way? I just think they're waiting. Again, like Disney, I mean, Disney never really did an announcement. It was all just VeVe. You know, even at D23, they haven't had that stuff. They're probably waiting. What are they waiting for? I don't know, but it's going to be awesome. Bitcoin BMW says these projects won't have interoperability with VeVe. They likely will. That's the most probable scenario. I think Disney is planning on their own NFT marketplace system. Highlights the importance of transparent ownership data. Well, again, Disney having a, what do you call it? With not crypto, yeah, with Cryptoys, and then having it with I think Flow, Disney Pinnacles on Flow, proves that they're looking to other places. And yes, they are going to have kind of their own thing, but if you look at the patents and you look at what they're working on, it's really just going to be like, hey, you ride this ride with this NFT, it's going to show you a different thing. Like it's just going to be more about the Disney experience and on the rides, at least for their own parks. Could be the NFTs be crossover with that, maybe, I don't know, but no, the most likely scenario is that these two projects are going to be, they're both interoperable. It would be stupid to not have them interoperable with each other. Again, they're both interoperable. They're literally both being built by Cavernous, because Cavernous obviously working with Epic. Cavernous is the one that's building the VeVeVerse. This is yeah, this is the one of the easiest things to go and lay down. 99%, I would say like 97% or 98% that they're interoperable. But then there's that 1 or 2% chance that it's one and the same, that it's the same thing. Like if we remember Thor in like 2011, where he's talking with Jane Foster, who also becomes Thor, but at this time she's just Jane Foster, the scientist, and she says, "Well, here's Jotunheim, and here's Alfheim," and you know he's going over the 9 realms, and over the 9 realms he says like, you know, you called this a with your Hubble telescope, call this the Rosen Bridge or Rosenheim Bridge, and then there's science, and then there's magic of what you call, but I come from a place where they're one and the same. It's a very possible chance, 1 or 2% chance, that they are both one and the same. Now, again, call me Moonboy, call me Clown, call me whatever. The odds of what Disney's doing with Epic and what VeVe's doing with their VeVeVerse having no interoperability with each other, the odds of that happening are less than 1%. They're less than 0.1%. Obviously, most likely scenario is that they both exist and they will be interoperable with each other at some point. VeVeVerse is not even out yet. This stuff that they just announced is being developed. They might not be interoperable with each other for 1 to 2 years, but they will at some point. Stan says thanks. Calls Castro is a Bitcoin BMW. I don't know if he's a boomer. Maybe he is. I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. I don't think he's a boomer. Wes says Randy is the Slum Doge millionaire version of OMI. Yeah, fair point. Speaking of Slum Doge, yeah, I could say it now. So Slum Doge has a he bought the gold and silver logo yesterday. So Slum Doge, I'll make this in a post. I'll make this in a video. Pro the Doge, the Slum Doge millionaire, bought a gold and silver logo yesterday under my tutelage. You're welcome. Carlos Castron says, I'll just let Randy destroy Jack. Yeah, Jerry says, how does this tie into OMI? Well, there's a couple of different ways. One of which, the most obvious and most just the most obvious scenario, and something that is that it's just good for the metaverse space. OMI will be listed as a metaverse token. Trillions of dollars are going to come into it, and OMI is just going to benefit from that. So that's just the most simply explained. But then you have it where you're going to have a bunch of things for sale on this, and because they're interoperable, maybe you have OMI to accessory. I mean, you don't have OMI to accessory on the website that VeVe had posted their article on of redemption of MCP points. You have MCP to accessory. Okay, well, how does that tie into OMI? Well, you have OMI to bronze tickets, and then bronze tickets exchanging for MCP points, and then you have MCP points for accessory. That may or may not be one of the ways that you might be able to buy something on here. buy something in the VeVe store, buy something in the Disney Epic store, whatever. Having it with OMI, I would say, is kind of a moonshot. I think that they would likely want to have their Fortnite stuff with V-Bucks or Fortnite Bucks, whatever they're called. But if you could have some type of agreement, like, hey, can they use OMI? That could be a way where it doesn't cost them anything to really make a skin. You could have them say, like, yeah, let's just get OMI on our balance sheet. Let's let them give us the OMI. That type of thing. Because again, what do you want? You want something in dollars, which is great, that's fine. Or do you want something like OMI that's likely going to go and just grow with time? Again, VeVe going right now, likely why they're not selling and why they won't even sell part of their company is because everything's so low. When OMI 10X's from here, and OMI is literally only what's on their balance sheet. They have a little bit of Go token as well, but on their balance sheet, they're outside of dollars and a little bit of Go token. The only thing they have is OMI, and the only two things that they have that are meaningful are OMI and dollars. And again, a little bit of Go is really not meaningful. They might have other things where I would love it if VeVe were to go and raise some money and then they go and they buy a little bit of Epic, so this way they could co-own that with Disney. But again, likely that's not going to happen right now. But generally, it's just going to be that it's really good for the space. OMI's listed as a metaverse token, and the money will trickle that. Says, dude, I'm heavily invested in OMI and VeVe. Have you read the Disney patents? Yes, I have. I think I explained that before, but I'll let you answer again to my explanation for that. Prince always says, to be exact, Whitebeard took 267 swords wounds. Oh my god, 152 gun wounds. Oh, and shot at a cannon 46 times. Have his face blown off by lava, kind of like Gus did in Breaking Bad. And he was still alive before foreshadowing the infamous meme line, the One Piece is rare. I should try out for that. Beantech says, hey, David did mention what the VeVe Gold and Silver logo version 2 will be used for? Question mark. That's something you're holding on to? I have two of them. I don't really need to. But no, he mentioned on a Discord like AMA, like, hey, don't sell that. He might just want the price to stay at a certain point, or he might be hinting, hey, don't sell that. Like, you're not going to want to sell it. And I will tell you that will have utility, not necessarily from VeVe, although it might. That will have utility in another place by the end of the year. I'll keep you guys posted with that. Gabriel Jones says, maybe Disney just used VeVe to test Web3, and now they want to partner with a bigger, more serious player. My feeling is more bearish than bullish about this news, but we have many more licenses. I will tell you that VeVe is definitely holding Disney's hand when it comes to them and Web3. And yeah, that I'm just going to go and leave it at that. But there is something I want to show you that I will. Here's my good friend Al Kahn, and let's see what he has to say. One second. Let's give you guys some volume here. Not only exciting, but also has gameplay texture. This is a huge job. These requires us spend a lot of time. And these guys, let me say, I've been developing. I've been sitting with these guys over the last couple of months, hearing their vision, what they believe this is. They are right. Okay, that was the wrong video. There's another video. Ooh. What is this? Okay. Sorry about that. There's another video that I'm going to. Oh, maybe I don't have it anymore. Okay, here it is. Bottom line story here is that we're looking at, I believe, the next extraordinary wave of what kids are going to go for. We're going to be working with every fandom in the country. Everything that's popular. We have a deal with the World Surfing League. We're working on exports now. I know exports for teams. So working on Fortnite, working on all the different. What did he just say? Working on exports now. I know exports for teams. So working on Fortnite, working on Fortnite. Now, Al said a couple of things that maybe have not come to fruition, But Al has also said in the past many things that have, and maybe, just maybe, these are one of the things that he was talking about that has come to fruition, but they just haven't announced it yet. I'll tell you, another thing. David had on his Instagram last year that they had officially signed with Alibaba, and they had that memorandum, even though that was their memorandum. They had likely officially signed with them in 2022. Where's that Alibaba? Again, these things take time. And for them to go and for everyone to go and say, oh, this is not going to be interoperable, like, guys, they've probably been working on this for years, and the interoperability has probably been planned for. And again, I'm not here saying we're 100% going to be interoperable, although it's like 97, 98%. I think that 1 or 2%, it is one and the same. And then the 0.001% would be that they have nothing to do with each other. But yeah, the Gabriel, this definitely has a VeVe connection of some sort. We're not sure what it is yet, but that is my feeling, like 97, 98%. Bill Gardner says VeVe has all the IPs. They're built by Cavernous. Cavernous is involved with Epic. Epic has partnership with Disney. Hello, McFly. It's a complete circle. Vance Lakestrong says, but VeVe just turned into Web3 last week. Oh, VeVe's been Web3 for quite a while. Aldous Hadley, thank you so much for the super chat. I love you so much, man. The Sketch Lab, what up? Saying maybe long term you could jump from VeVeverse to Disney Epic Metaverse and back via a portal, or maybe we see VeVe as one of the shops in the metaverse, or not. We just have to wait. I think that is very likely. One portal to another. That's likely what's going to happen. Gabriel Druin says that Bill Gardner, if VeVe was building a great VeVeverse with a cool Disney branded world, why wouldn't Disney have spent that 1.5 in VeVe? VeVe might be worth something like that, but again, it takes two to tango. VeVe might not want to sell part of their company at these low levels. One, they're not going to sell the entire company. They're just not. I'm telling you that right now. But even part of, like, why would you sell part of your company now, even though I think it's a good idea, when the company's worth maybe $1 billion, probably even a little bit less than that now, versus if they didn't sell when they were worth multiple billions of dollars, they're not selling now when they're worth maybe not even $1 billion. They would likely sell part of their company only when things start to, rush up again. So Jonas says they saw Epic as a better platform to develop the Disneyverse. Well, again, Disneyverse is really, again, it's a verse, so it's going to be a multiverse. Like, there's going to be multiple forms of this. If Cryptoys build something, I mean, they can't build a secondary marketplace, but if they wind up building a secondary marketplace and they wind up building other things, that will also be considered a Disneyverse because they have their IP. I guess same with Flow, the Flow chain with Disney Pinnacle. Having the pins, they could do something like that. Not everyone's going to be in the metaverse, and that's okay. Ron says, no, you're not getting it. VeVe has Disney's IP, and they'll be connected to Epic. There will be a bridge. That's insanely bullish. Yes, I believe so. Sody Pop, any chance that Earth 2 can integrate the VeVe collectibles into their VR store? I hope so. Because again, Earth 2, that has hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, has millions of views on all of their videos. Combined. I think like 1 or 2 videos have like 1 million views, but most of them have several 100,000 views. I would love for them to be interoperable. I've been an Earth 2 holder long before VeVe, well, not long, many moons before VeVe and OMI. Yeah, they will likely hiccup. I hope they have something. I don't know what I'm hoping for, but I hope they have some type of partnership at some point where they can be interoperable. King Bay say found an old article that Lego partnered with Epic Games to build a children's metaverse. Might be announcing that. Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. I mean, I love the Lego video games. Crazy Dan 420 is looking forward to the Tucker Carlson Putin interview tomorrow. Yes, I'm looking forward to that as well. There are many, many bad things to say about these two things right here, but that's not all there is to say. Zerzi says that cavernous connection is interesting. I think so as well. Nobody has been talking about the cavernous connection. It's very interesting. Prince always says, I unfortunately see a children's metaverse, a breeding group for some less than moral men who live in their white van will need tons of regulation for. Yeah, it's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, fair point. Dinner Dragon says, so everyone's assuming this ties OMI to Fortnite. Not necessarily. I think it ties VeVe to Fortnite in some loose connection down the line. It again, Disney and Epic just announced this. We're not getting this game tomorrow. We're not getting this game next month. Not this quarter. Maybe not even next. Might not even get this game this year. You know, this might take a long time to build. But yes, I do believe this connects VeVe or the VeVeverse to that metaverse, and obviously, OMI is the token of the VeVeverse. So you know, by transitive properties, yes. Tenbox says in one of the spaces a while back, they talked about how Web3 devs and projects will capture the current gamers by not mentioning Web3, blockchain, and crypto to them. Web3 games will look like a regular Web2 game, and Web3 terminologies will be replaced with Web2 terminologies. This makes sense because gamers don't need to know what type of engine Web3 is used. That is a very good point. I'm going to go to take a picture of that because that is a really good point. I have to go and hold on, do something else first. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. It's a buddy of mine, or his friend just said that he bought 20 million OMI. Tell him I approve. Epic. Heckin' man. Too much more, says Randy, the golden gear. And if you notice, got that VeVe shirt on, 123 watching. There's like 126 at some point. There's 117 now. Why didn't they invest in the VeVeverse? I mean, one, who's to say they didn't? And two, because maybe VeVe just wouldn't let them. And again, if Disney wanted to invest in the VeVeverse, they should have really invested in Cavernous, because Cavernous is the one that's building the VeVeverse. So MFS says maybe Disney and the other licenses are limited to the VeVe platform, hold no value or utility outside of VeVe. No, there's likely going to. I mean, right now, yeah, we do have that closed ecosystem. That won't be forever though. Maybe they aren't the universal blockchain gold we thought they were. Oh no, this. Regardless of what other happens in other metaverses, the first appearances of them on the blockchain are on VeVe. This is where the money is in the collectibles. VeVe is clearly the only one, the only company that's super profitable in this Web3 marketplace as far as digitized IP. Now you have Flow that also has NFL All Day. They have NBA Top Shots. They have UFC Strike. They have the Disney pins, the Pinnacle stuff. But I feel like nobody's really talking about them. Just thinking out loud. Much love. Oh, thank you. Much love. Laura says Al Kahn said working on Fortnite. And again, this was a while ago, but yes, he did. Holy F, I need more OMI. I mean, and that video was quite a number of years old. Guess where my tax return is going? Oh, I think we know. I'm getting this OMI. Why everybody's so hyped about VeVe selling to some heartless conglomerate? VeVe did not sell, I mean, most likely VeVe did not sell anything yet. They might have, and we just don't know, but most likely it didn't. Big companies with zero interest in providing value to their consumers. Okay. You can expect companies to do what's best for companies. And maybe you're right. Maybe there is zero interest, but well, that's wrong. That's why. Because how do these companies make money? They make money by having really good products. If you have a good product and make something that people care about and like, you're going to make money. So if we trust that the companies are going to only think about themselves, what is going to be most beneficial to themselves? By making something really cool that people want to like. They are there to extract every nickel they can. Again, people have the option, not like, fish you can have baited fish and they can choose not to bite. If it was something if these companies were truly awful, they, people wouldn't go and spend money. But they do. Where does it say Alcon working with Fortnite? I'll sell everything I have. Well, that was an interview with Alcon. That was from a few years ago. And again, I bring this up. David had posted on his Instagram about what's that called? About Alibaba last year. They've likely been talking since 2022. VeVe has not officially announced that partnership with Alibaba. We're going on about 2 years now, right? that video with Al Kahn saying he's working with Fortnite was from like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. A lot of these things, these big partnerships, take a lot of time. So it's very possible that that is one of those things that come to fruition. Now we don't know. We right now have zero proof. There's evidence that can lead us to a conclusion that makes us say that it's possible, but right now there's no proof of us having the DocuSign or signed documents, whatever, for it. So why do you think I sold everything I have? I'm seeing too many Moon Boy predictions from this. Again, my prediction from this is I think very, very level-headed, is that they're both going to have separate metaverses, but they are going to be interoperable. That's 97, 98% chance that's what's going to happen. More likely that Disney will buy a piece of VeVe. That's really up to VeVe. Disney can offer until they're blue in the face. It's up to VeVe to say yes or no. Don't forget, Marvel already made a VeVeverse showroom showcasing their products. So Marvel is involved with VeVeverse in that tech environment. Again, the same way Disney goes and they have saying, hey, we have IP on VeVe, we have IP on Cryptoys, and we have IP on Flow. Marvel, Marvel has that exclusive relationship with VeVe, where Marvel is not allowed to sell any other NFTs on any other platform. It's only on VeVe. That is exclusive for I don't know how many years. But that being said, this Disney Pinnacle version, they didn't mention anything about NFTs or blockchain or any of that. They didn't mention VeVe. But again, as we had Sandbox say, in one of the spaces a while back, they talk about how Web3 devs and projects will capture the current gamers by not mentioning Web3, blockchain, or crypto or NFT in them. Web3 games will look like a regular Web2 game, which is what this Disneyverse Fortnite thing looks like. And Web3 terminologies will be replaced with Web2 terminologies. This makes sense because gamers don't need to know what type of engine Web3 is used on. So yeah, it's very possible, and that might be the further evidence that what we saw is in my thumbnail. That's where's the magic. That what we saw in my thumbnail, which is if you zoom in, you can clearly see Marvel on there. If this has anything to do with NFTs, that's VeVeverse. But again, they didn't mention NFTs or blockchain or crypto anywhere on there. And because they didn't, this is likely just going to be a separate thing from VeVeverse, and they'll just be interoperable. Because again, Marvel is not allowed to sell any sell any NFTs outside of VeVe. So, keep that in mind. Average Joe Crypto says, I'm seeing too many fudders who don't realize a potential connection with Epic and Cavernous and VeVe. Yes, same here. Jordan Reed says, OMI, let's freaking go. Yeah, $100 OMI, Jordan. This says, honestly, everybody thinks the VeVeverse is the answer, but I think just having the collectibles are good enough for me. Yeah, and again, like, there are some people that just aren't gamers. They're just like, that's cool, that's exciting, people can game. And there'll be people that say, well, I just want to collect my stuff. I don't want to game. I don't have time for that. I just, every now and then I have 20 minutes, I go for a drop and I play in my showroom and I do this. And, that's it. Not everyone is going to play the game. And people will just like to collect stuff, which is fine. Cuomo says, I'm going to be smiling in my sleep tonight. Me too. So let's be clear. I'm full Moon Boy in this room. Bill Gardner, you need to calm down and buy a little bit more OMI. But you also need to calm down. Cool says, I hear you, Bill. I hear you. Let's go, Cuomo. Let's go. But says Cuomo is so good. I'm good. Yeah. Beaming around. Gabriel Jones says, as long as I can play Fortnite with my 143 Valkyries. You have so many Valkyries. Oh my God. You have 78 visions. You have 78 visions? Are you kidding me? 123. Why do you have so many? Oh my God. You have so many of these things. Hell of a lot of good news for you to wake up to, right, Jordan? Yeah, Jordan's probably in his bed. So again, when we have these things, all of these things together, yes, you could have that super moon boyish prediction. And I would say that is 1% to 2% possible. But that the most likely scenario is just they're going to be separate, they'll work together. it'll be either way. We're likely not going to be able to see the parts of this for months. You know, they didn't even have the rest of the VeVeverse beta invites. And again, they just announced this with Disney and Epic today, so it's going to be a long, long time before we get that game. I'll love to play that game. That game would be great, but it's just going to be a long time. Can't we use my gold logo? Yeah, I would love that as well. But we can go over some of the rest of the news that we had today. Let's take a look see here. The rest of the news that we had, I guess from yesterday too. Feeling lucky. Oh, sorry. Hang on 1 second here. Did I not make a video yesterday? No, I did. All right. We're good. Cheering for you, Randy. Yep, have fun with that. Level of, okay. Sleepin Comics had a question regarding MCP points. He said, Sleepin says, regarding MCP levels, I've heard I don't want to spend MCP because I'm trying to get to the next level. Seems odd to me. I would think that points are added for leveling first and then added to your wallet. Can you clarify how or when points are computed? Foster Hilt goes and responds, your level is a calculation of the progressive daily MCP points you've earned and is not affected by spending them. Your level will only ever go up as you earn 1, 2, 3, etc. Your rank fluctuates relative to the daily points you earn and how much everything is earning. If I earn 500 points a day, that gives me a rank of Diamond 2, but only 2% of users can fall in this rank. So it's not a real number, it's just for reference. Then if a certain amount of users earn more points that day through purchases, engagements, etc., then he can be moved to a lower rank. On the other hand, if you buy a bunch of items in the store and earn set bonus or one-off daily points, you may move up one or several ranks that day for MCP. Foster goes on to say, once this feature is available, redeeming bronze tickets for MCP points will also temporarily boost your rank depending on how many you redeem, and that redemption will add to the level you are. You do not lose levels if you spend your MCP points. Hope that helps. So Swift thing can help with that. Oh, okay. Redeem VeVe official and Tokidoki brand. So if you want to try to win a giveaway on Tokidoki, you have to go to Instagram. You have to like VeVe's page and you have to like Tokidoki's page, and then tag 2 friends on the video that they have, and then you'll be able to have a couple things. Ernie Malice going and saying there will be days in the next couple of years OMI moves by a penny or two, not just a penny. I think that as well. That was over on the Twitter or over on the X. Jason Pena says, OMI be like my son. I want to watch him grow strong, but don't want him to grow up too fast. Joy Evans says, what's up, Randy? Dashy, big up yourself. Why are people sleeping on Journey into Mystery 85 Common? Trying to get 200 of them. Currently, he owns 100. Energy, happy to reach level 90 tomorrow. That'll be great. Good for him. Shout out to my friend Candace. That's level 57. Mr. MC1 says, looking forward to a marvelous March, meaning that VeVe and Marvel will be collabing at South by Southwest, going and having that joint thing. So that's really cool. That's what he means by that. Again, pro the Doge, the Dogecoin millionaire, did buy a gold and silver logo. Krella actually share, both accounts. Okay. Received. Trying to get a little more OMI here. Can't go over that. Not go over that. Number 73, I think it was the General 69. Everyone comment nice down below for 69. Had a secret rare Luke Skywalker, number 73. It was listed at like $1,600. That was bought yesterday. We had 2 gold and silver logos. One sold last night, one sold this morning. OpenSea says, imagine NFTs in these, talking about the Apple Vision Pro set. Dr. Prophet had gone on and requoted saying, imagine VeVe official collectibles on Apple Vision Pro. This is what I came for. I'm not going to go over that. 10, basically offer. Okay, not going to go over that. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. Rogue and Gambit are going to get married in the comics. X-Men's Gold 2017, number 30. We are going to get that on 13 February. That is a day before Valentine's Day. Good for them. Dave Bautista is rumored to be cast as Swamp Thing in James Gunn's DCU. Thought that'd be cool. And then that should be it. The rest to go over. Where am I? Oh God, where am I? Was I play yet? Good night. Jordan Reeves is enjoying this pre-bowl time frame. Having is going to be wild. I agree. Taz says, can't wait to use my gold logo for Fortnite. Same. Kumo says, looking forward to that Tokidoki drop on Friday. A lot of MCP points are going to be spent on that. So I agree. Lagar says, me too. Let's go. Taz says, have you watched? This is not financial advice yet. That is from the Dogecoin Millionaire. Stretching. I haven't. Apparently, it's worth it. Apparently, it's really good. It's a cool story, which I like, because Pro is my friend. Cool dude. And let's see what OMI's doing, and let's see how it compares to the rest of the markets. OMI's at 00079 right now. It did dip a little bit from when somebody bought like 20 million. We were at 0000815. We're at 0000795 right now, up about 2.5% on the day. See what we compare to the rest of the market. Bitcoin is up 4%. Ethereum's up 2.5. BNB's up 3.4. Solana's up 6.2. XRP's up 2.1. Lido staked up 2.6. Cardano up 2.6. Avalanche is up 3.9. So just a general green day for the markets, which is really cool. Really exciting about that. And then we have, let's see how it compared to the actual markets. All right. Oh, God. All right. Sorry. I have a message that I have to get to real quick. Look at this. Okay. Okay. In principle, do some. Okay. The first. All right. So this is about Anthony Duca from Cavernous. We'll get on at some point. I don't know when. Yep. Um, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I need to hint on stuff, but he'll blow. All right. All right. Let's set it up. I'm ready. I'm ready to interview Anthony Duca. I just need a time. Where am I? Fortnite on Soul just came out today. All right. Is that like a meme coin? Like I know Fortnite's not doing their own thing. I'm not gonna get caught in the meme coin thing. Gabriel Jones says, I wish we could track how many MCP points are burned after a drop and what the highest bid is. Yeah, me too. Also, what was the cutoff bid at which people didn't get selected? This would be good data that we should be able, that I would love to have. I don't know when we could do that though. Happened to me 40 miles. Oh my God. Ooh, 50 iPhones. Oh my God. Every day. Jesus. iPhone's being robbed. Fine. Well, yeah. I really don't try to get into, unless I'm working on them, I really try not to get into meme coins. I'll go for 2 more minutes just because I'm on the, I have an hour and a half here. And then I'll go and, but yeah, I want you guys to remember this moment. I want you guys to remember this day, this live stream, these announcements on where this could possibly go. And again, let me read you the message that I sent to Pro the Doge yesterday when I tried to convince him to get the gold silver logo, which of course he eventually did. From high risk lending to Tesla to Pokemon and now VeVe and OMI, what I'm best at is seeing things that are severely undervalued. Gold edition, 405 on the floor, blah, 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 blah. Lucky next owner will be surprised to learn that beyond just the logo one they can redeem, the logo two, Frankenfat, all the stuff that they haven't redeemed yet. When people look at the price, they get sticker shock and shy, and they don't take the plunge. They just see the 4,300 that they have to pay, but they're all looking at it wrong. Price is what you pay, and the value is what you get. There are other things in this app that get hype, and they pump, and then they fall back down because the fundamentals aren't there. The gold and silver logo has more utility than any other collectible on the app. Hype is temporary, the fundamentals are forever. And yes, most people can buy a used car or pay their mortgage, go on a sweet vacation for that money. But they're not looking at the extra $1,000 you're getting in redemptions. the network, the ability to converse with the CEO and COO of this billion-dollar business multiple times per year, and all the connections you make within the group. And then he bought it a few hours later. I got to. Anyway, guys, that looks like that'll be it for me. Everyone, please comment, like, subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Never mind, I'll find. Wish you never messaged him and we could have had. I know, but he. It's good to get Pro, the Dogecoin millionaire, into the hobby, into the group. He's a value add. Never mind, I'll find someone like you. Go smash that like button. I wish nothing but. Thank you for the super chats. Oh,